What's going on, everyone? So yesterday I got my first official level 1 inspection done here in Missouri, I-55, Bloomsdale weight station. It was Sunday around 7 p.m. Got pulled into the scale and the officer was like, come around, I'll see your paperwork and go around the truck. And when he did that, he's like, let's have some fun at the haunted house right there. So he pulled me into the bay and he went under the truck, went under the whole front end all the way to the back, came out, did the brake test with me, and then had me remove the airlines. And after that he went over the paperwork with me. So the first thing he went over was the logs. He said why I used personal conveyance for an hour. I believe it was on Friday. And I was like, well, I drive at nighttime, as you can see the timing on there, and it was around like 3 a.m. I couldn't find any parking, which I mentioned in the comments on the logs that no parking. And he said, well, you passed through like 2 or 3 different truck stops, which I did stop by, and they had no parking. So I told him that, and he said, well, you can't do that. And I said, well, I mean, what should I do, like, if there's no parking? He said, well, that's not my problem. I said, okay, well, you can't argue with these guys. So then after that, he said, I'm gonna put you out of service for that, for using false logs. And then he went over the issues with the truck. I was pretty confident. I thought, I had no issues with my truck, no air leaks. I did the front end work. I did my U-joints. I mean, most of the bigger stuff, I had done it already. So he said, come here and look at your wheel seals. And he said they're leaking. And I was like, damn. Okay, well, it looks like, because I usually grease up my truck a lot, like I'm too generous with it, with the grease. And I was like, well, that's grease. And he said, even if it's grease, it shouldn't be sitting on your brake pads, and it's gonna contaminate the brakes and stuff. So he said 3 of my wheel seals are leaking, and he put me out of service for that. And yep. And oh, actually, my U-joint, one of the U-joint was had a play in it, which I did replace about six months ago. So the U-joint and 3 wheel seals, and he told me to resurface the brakes. Said okay. Then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Instead of me resurfacing the brakes, I might as well just do the brakes, new drums, and new seals. So I called the service. They're here now. It's Monday now, so they got all the stuff from Kenworth. I'm not sure how good the TRP brakes are, since it's my first truck. I'm not too familiar with brands and stuff, but he did get them from Kenworth. They're TRP. I'm hoping they're good. They're gonna do the seals, the brakes, and the drums. And the officer did hand me 2 tickets for not keeping my equipment working properly, or whatever it said on the tickets. I'm not sure how much they're gonna be, but yep, I had a bad day, you can say, yesterday. So that was my experience for my first level 1 inspection. So I'll talk to you guys later, and stay safe on the road.